All right, Miss Pickens is going to read the next one, and this is all about bar models.
A box of chalk and 2 staplers cost $10. 3 boxes of chalk and 2 staplers cost $18. Find the total cost of 1 box of chalk and 1 stapler.
All right, here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to once again look at things that are important. I have 2 staplers and a box of chalk that are $10, and I have 3 boxes of chalk and 2 staplers that are $18. Find the total cost of 1 box and 1 stapler. I see something jumping out at me already. I see that in both instances we have 2 staplers. This one has 2 staplers in 1 box, and this has 2 staplers in 3 boxes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, hopefully, 2 identical boxes. This is going to represent our stapler as it's running together. These are going to be our stapler, but don't worry, I'm going to use some color here. Each of these both have 2 staplers. Now what becomes a little different is in the first one we have chalk on 1 box, but the other one says that we have 3 boxes of chalk. Now one vital piece of information that we need to remember is on the first one, this is going to cost us $10. On the second one, it's going to cost us $18. Now what I've done with my kids, and anybody else out here who's watching this at 2 or 3 in the morning, is going to be that I'm going to look to see what is similar. And I see by this point here, everything to my left is pretty much the same. Everything to the left is pretty much the same. So if I know that all of this is $10, I'm going to go ahead and write that this is $10. Knowing that it's exactly the same from this point back, I can tell you with certainty that to this point, this is $10. Here's where the fun begins. Knowing that the bottom part is a total of $18, the first thing I need to do is to take my $18 and subtract what I already know, which is my $10. And if we subtract $10 from $18, we end up with $8. The $8 actually represents these 2 boxes of chalk. Now that I know that that is $8, I see that there's 2 boxes of chalk. 2 boxes of chalk, a total of $8. I can hear some of you out there saying, you have to divide, you have to divide. And that's right, because I have 2 boxes of chalk, I'm going to divide into my $8. And 2 into 8, as we all know, is $4. I now know how much a box of chalk is worth. A box of chalk is actually going to be $4. So at this point I'm going to kind of erase so that you can kind of see this, and this is one of the ways to kind of work through these problems. I know that each box of chalk now is $4. The original question asked how much is the total cost of 1 box of chalk and 1 stapler. Well, we know the box of chalk is $4. But now that we know this, I'm going to circle the $10 on each of these. If we know that this whole thing is $10 and this whole thing is $10, we already know that $4 is part of it. So I'm going to take my $10 this time, and I'm going to subtract my $4, and I'm going to end up with $6. Now the $6 actually takes the place of 2 staplers. So just like we did with the chalk, we have to think, wow, $6, 2 staplers, how much a piece? So a real quick division problem, I've got 2 staplers, divided into my $6, and real quick, I know that it's 3. To end this nice and easy, I know that this is my staplers. I'm going to put an S. I know this is chalk, this with a C. I have $3 and $4, and those of you who know anything about number bonds, 3 and 4 make 7, so the total amount for this one will be $7.